How are you going to future-proof your company in 24? It's getting cold here in Scandinavia, where I broadcast from, but some of us are already warming up to be able to answer that question. Because, of course, we can continue business as usual, and some of you will do that because it's some work to adjust to a new track. But some of you are aware that that old track is no longer viable, that it's a matter of time before it's completely obsolete. The old ways will not work in the future, not because there's anything wrong with them, but because they are not leading us to where we want to go. So the old ways, they fit an old time with an old purpose. They do not fit a new time with a new purpose. And the new purpose has become quite clear. We need to operate in ways that will ensure that humanity survives and thrives, hopefully too. We need to operate in new ways in alignment with nature, our own nature and the greater nature. We need to operate in ways that make people want to stay in our companies and contribute their genius. We need to access their genius. It's no longer enough to just have their excellence because AI can do that better. So we need to adjust in a zillion ways, and it's very difficult for any specific individual, no matter where you sit in the organization, to keep an overview of everything that you need to adjust to. You can see how difficult it is for me. I can hear my voice is cracking, and it's challenging for all of us. And for me, it's even a job I gave myself to keep on track with all these megatrends. And for me as well, it's difficult enough. But that's why I have created a new program for leaders and entrepreneurs and founders in 24. Actually, I've created several. And the idea is that the new leadership is collective and that we can help each other keep in touch with what's happening and keep on future-proof track. So normally I do very intense, deeply transformational leadership programs, and I will continue to do those because they are really, really extraordinary in the sense that people come out and have created a transformation that is lasting. It's not like 5 minutes later they're back in the old, and if they're under pressure they're back in the old. No, we really create lasting change, and we use a lot of different hacks to be able to create that lasting change. Because of course, if you are a leader and you are adapting to the future and then you relapse into the old ways all the time, it's less effective. So of course I will continue to do those in-depth programs. But as some of the leaders I work with pointed out, they have now discovered that one person can of course make a huge difference in the person's company and really help the company get on future-proof track. One person can inspire a whole team and inspire a whole department, maybe even a whole country section. But it's so much work for one person to make the difference. It's so much uphill for a few pioneers to have to do all the transformational work for the entire company. And we see many, many fiery souls, many pioneers. They burn out, they leave the company, and they go and found a more progressive one where they don't have to fight the old in order to get to do things in a new way. So, so many of us have learned that one pioneer or just a few pioneers is just not enough if you want to create transformation in your company. So this is why I now created a new program, which is much lighter in the sense that it doesn't require so much time, it doesn't require such a big investment, and it can be taken from all over the world, and it's easily accessible because it's digital. And this program aims to take you through all the areas in which we need to adjust in order to be on future-proof track. So throughout a whole year, you will be kept up to speed with where do you need to adjust a little bit or a lot to adapt to the future. And because I invite in other people to contribute and to mastermind and to co-create, we are it's more likely that you will get some input that will keep you on that future-proof track. So I also created it in a lighter way so that you can invite your team along, and so that it's not such a big deal to decide if you want to take such a program. The idea is then you have something inspirational and that you can take together, and that can bring up questions that you might otherwise forget, which could be fatal. And it can bring in methods that may cause miracles, so that you have a much better chance of succeeding in the new era and be part of those who create the future instead of just inheriting what other people have invented. So I just wanted to mention this, especially this week, because I am offering this week some, I don't call it Black Week reductions, but I call it light offers, because I want to inspire you to take your team along. So check it out if you feel called to just inquire what it's all about. And if you would like my take on what would be best for your company, feel free to send me a personal message, and then we can find what is the best solution for your company. What I want to conclude is that I don't think any of us can just continue business as usual. If you are a small entrepreneur, if you are a big business, none of us are allowed to just rest on our laurels and just let it happen. We absolutely need to take an active part in co-creating the kind of future we would like to experience, because we cannot be sure that other people will create that kind of future for us. So this is a time for all of us to step up and grab our torch and contribute, participate in the conversations about how we want the future to look. We are these years laying the tracks for many generations to come. This decade might be the most important decade in the 21st century and beyond, because we are creating so many futures in one decade. So this is a time to pay super attention. This is not only about yourself, your company, it's about the generations to come. It's about your children, your grandchildren, and their children. It's about securing the natural resources on this planet. It's about regenerating the planet. And it's about creating business in a way that is a good deal for everybody. Not only oneself, but everybody. So if you want to participate in this conversation and get some of the fast tracks and some of the shortcuts and some of the longer, the things you can do to make a big difference in the longer run, please feel free to stay in touch and check out my programs, and then we'll take it from there. All right, but whatever you do please make an effort to co-create a bright future for all.